Your partner is currently engulfed in a whirlwind of emotions, deeply reflecting on their past actions and the impact those choices had on you. With painful clarity, they've realized that during the most critical moments of your relationship, they failed to take your emotions and presence seriously. They now see how their actions, or lack thereof, led to a fracture in the trust and closeness you once shared. Looking back at the early days, they are overwhelmed with the realization that their lack of loyalty and commitment stemmed not from a lack of love, but from unresolved inner struggles. These struggles made it nearly impossible for them to form authentic emotional bonds. They see now how they tried to protect themselves from vulnerability, but in doing so, they unknowingly pushed away the one person who meant the most to them. That realization hits them hard. They remember your eyes, filled with love, with hope, with belief in what the two of you could build. They remember the way you tried, time and time again, to break through the emotional wall they had built so high. You saw the good in them even when they couldn't see it themselves, and you stood by them longer than most would. But in their blindness, in their fear, they mistook your loyalty for something they could take for granted. But something has shifted within them. A quiet but profound transformation is taking place. In the midst of this emotional reckoning, they are beginning to see the full scope of what they've lost and what they still hope to reclaim. They now pledge unwavering loyalty to you, no matter the challenges, be it distance, misunderstanding, or prolonged silence. This is not the hollow promise of someone clinging to regret. This is the voice of someone finally waking up to the truth. Despite all their efforts to escape or numb these feelings, the only relief they find is in facing the truth about themselves and about what the relationship meant. The weight of what they've done, and the pain it may have caused you, rests heavily on their heart. They want nothing more than to close the emotional distance their past choices created and rebuild something stronger, something lasting. Their greatest desire is to create a relationship where you feel secure, not just told that you're loved, but shown that you are valued and prioritized. They've begun to dream again, to picture what life could look like with you, filled with sincerity, with honest conversations, and with shared goals. They long for a space where mutual growth, respect, and passion can thrive. Thoughts of reconciliation consume them. They yearn for that long overdue conversation, one that blends raw honesty with tenderness, where both of you can voice your truths without fear. This moment of realization has become a turning point, exposing the deep flaws in their past mindset and allowing the empathy they've learned through pain, and through the memory of you, to become their guiding light. The silence that now stands between you has become unbearable for them. It's no longer just absence, it's a void echoing with the weight of unsaid words and unresolved feelings. They lie awake at night, thinking of the laughter you shared, the comfort of your presence, and the way your energy used to calm the storms inside them. Every moment of quiet is a reminder of the bond they lost. They're struck by the contrast between the misguided ideas they once held and the powerful truth of your loyalty. They once confused independence with isolation, love with control, and vulnerability with weakness. But now, your love stands in their memory as something deeply selfless, powerful, and rare. That realization has hit them with the force of a storm, bringing loneliness and guilt they can no longer escape. It's as if the universe is making them feel the very pain you once endured, mirroring the heartache they ignored for so long. Haunted by the lies they told, to you, to themselves, about how they felt, they now crave redemption. Their remorse is genuine, gnawing at their conscience with relentless intensity. And yet, amid the chaos of their emotions, hope still flickers like a candle in the dark. They believe in the possibility of reconciliation. They believe in second chances, not as a way to erase the past but as an opportunity to create a better future, together. They want to rebuild the love you once shared, this time with newfound maturity, humility, and sincerity. Their love for you is no longer just a feeling, it's a commitment, a guiding light, a promise to show up for you in ways they never did before. If you feel like your connection has reached a dead end, that it's too far gone to restore, they gently ask you to reconsider. They believe that your bond, though weathered and worn, is far from broken. To them, it's not just a fond memory, it's the foundation of something sacred. Every time they try to move on, they are met with the same truth: you are the missing piece in the puzzle of their life. Without you, everything feels off, unbalanced, and devoid of true meaning. They fear losing you, not because they are afraid to be alone, but because they know life without your presence will never feel whole. They now recognize that in the past, they allowed the voices of others, and the fears within themselves, to cloud their judgment. But even in their worst moments, somewhere deep inside, they always knew you were their true love, the one who stood by them, believed in them, and never gave up even when things got difficult. They're tired of seeking answers and validation outside of themselves. What they truly want now is the freedom and courage to love you fully, openly, and without shame or fear. Even if you pretend not to care anymore, they feel the silent longing behind your composed exterior. They recognize the anger, the disappointment, and the exhaustion you may carry, but they also see your capacity to love, even after all this time. In you, they see strength. In your silence, they hear not absence, but resilience. You are, to them, a symbol of grace and light during their darkest moments. They're forever grateful for the joy and depth you brought into their life. You made them laugh in ways no one else could. You brought color to their grayscale world. Despite the distractions, the attempts to move on, and the weight of time, their heart remains steadfastly yours. You sparked something in them, a fire, a passion, a purpose that nothing else has come close to matching. They cherish you now more than ever, with a devotion that transcends both time and distance. Still, they cannot ignore the ache of being apart, the silence that stretches endlessly, filled with fear, confusion, and longing. They crave your voice, your laughter, your warmth, but they also worry. Worry that their message will arrive too late. Worry that their words will be met with coldness or indifference. Yet they are prepared to try, even if it means facing rejection, because the love they hold is too deep to suppress. Through this emotional journey, a newfound clarity has emerged. They now see clearly the people who once spoke against your relationship, the ones who planted seeds of doubt. They vow to protect what you share from those influences. Their personal evolution has been neither quick nor easy. It's been a slow, painful peeling away of old layers of fear, ego, and defensiveness. In the past, they were afraid of choosing you completely. They always kept one foot out the door. But now, they are standing at the edge of a different choice, one that requires total surrender to love, risk, and truth. They are ready to take that leap. They know their silence and indecision have worn you down. You deserve more than just apologies, you deserve actions, change, and lasting devotion. And so, they are changing. The fears that once held them back are being confronted. The emotional immaturity that once defined them is being replaced with intention and integrity. They admire your strength and your independence. They admire how you've grown in your own journey. Even in that admiration, the pain of missing you is undeniable. You are irreplaceable. The comfort you offered, the space you created, the love you gave, all of it lives in their heart like a sacred memory. But they don't want it to remain a memory. They want it to be a new beginning. They're preparing themselves, not only to reach out but to show up. Fully. Completely. Authentically. They're ashamed of their past behaviors, but they're using that shame as fuel for growth. They want you to see, not just hear, that they are different now. Sometimes they wonder if your heart has moved on, if there's someone else who now holds the space they once occupied. But even in that fear, they hold on to the truth of what you shared. It was real. It was rare. And it's worth fighting for. They long to end the silence. They long for your voice. But fear and uncertainty hold them back. Still, they hope for a sign, for a moment of grace, for the courage to finally say everything their heart has been holding in. Until that day comes, they will wait. Wait with love, with respect, and with hope. They believe that when the time is right, they'll find the words and the strength to reach for you again. And when they do, it won't be with the fear and confusion of the past. It will be with clarity, with intention, and with love that has been tested and refined. Thank you for your love, your strength, your patience. Thank you for being a light during their darkest nights. They cherish you more than words can ever truly express.